Hi, brethren. Welcome to Angel View 30. This happened yesterday. I was traveling through heaven with Jesus as I usually do, and we walked on the infamous Forever Bridge that I always talk about in my Angel View videos. It's a long wood bridge. Sometimes it's white. It's like brown, a beautiful brown, but when Jesus steps on it, it's white. And it changes color, and it changes according to the mood of the spirit realm. So it can be like joyful, so it'll be like flowers, and it'll be like different symbols, and it's just really glorious. And it stretches throughout the galaxies. So Jesus and I were talking, and we were talking on the Forever Bridge, and I was looking at a distance. Because Jesus was looking at a distance. Jesus looked like he had something on his mind. So I was just like, babe, what do you have on your mind? And then I followed his eyes and I looked onward. And so the clouds, right? The clouds were in the distance, but they were heavenly clouds and they were beautiful. And I could see angels fighting. They were warring with each other, but playfully, not aggressively, not seriously, but they were practicing. So they were fighting. There's this white angel that who had a sword and tried to slice another angel, but that angel ducked, and that angel that ducked spun around, and its wings were out, and it was so beautiful, and it was like a legit light show. It was pretty awesome. So I looked at Jesus and I said, "What's going on over there?" And he said, "It's almost time." And I'm like, what's gonna happen? You know? And he said, I'm coming for my people. And I said, yes, Jesus, yes. You know, because you have to understand that I've been saying yes like that, kind of sarcastically. I mean, and kind of sarcastically and kind of seriously, because I know he's coming for us, but it was just kind of like, oh, okay, because God, God's been saying that he's been coming for a while. It's like, it's just, he's been saying that for some time. And I'm like, yes. He's like, daughter. So God confirmed to me that it is the beginning of the last days, which is true, which I know for sure. And he said that they are preparing to pour out my wrath upon men. They're preparing for the war against Satan to defeat those who are disobedient. Those people who are walking right now, who are not saved, are already under God's wrath. You can see that in our country, as like all the homosexuality and the transgenderism and the pedophilia, sexual exploitation of women, all that. It's not a sign that God's gonna bring judgment. It's a sign that it's already here. So I was like, they're preparing, they're warring, And so he said that some of those angels are going to be for protection for his children. And some of them are practice warring for the battle of Armageddon. Some of them are practicing just to hone their skills. Some of them are just preparing for the reign of Christ. Like past the battle of Armageddon, during the reign of Christ, and there's going to be another defeat, and then there's going to be children who reign, and that's just another video. But so he was telling me all this, right? And I said, do you want to take a closer look? And he said, sure. And so he held my hand, and by the speed of thought, we showed up there in the midst of all the angels. There was like 500 there. All have swords and harps, and yes, there's like battle harps. Like, it's just like when you play a sound, because sound is so powerful, it like blows up the enemy, or it creates like a portal in the spiritual realm, and you're sent to the abyss, or you're sent to like space or some other dark room of punishment. So when we showed up there, all the angels, they bowed before God. You know how Japanese people bow when they see each other, but this time it was just like, it was a legit bow. They bowed for a good 1 minute. And then Jesus said, arise. And they were so happy and joyful to see him. And it was it was like peace beyond measure. It was peace beyond measure. I like touched their hands, and they were just so joyful that God was there. And, you know, that I was there with him, so they honored me as well, you know, as a guest there. Not honor me like Jesus, but it was just so cool. And I touched their wings. It was so soft, and their clothes, and they looked like balls of light. It just, imagine having 4 little suns in your house. Super bright, right? Well, that was, the angels in heaven are brighter. Those are the warring angels specifically, and I had to be supernaturally strengthened to be in that light. So, I mean, it was tolerable for me, but I want to tell you guys that the end times is here. It is now. And whether you believe in the rapture or you don't, it doesn't matter. Not necessarily, because you can die today, you can die tomorrow. So we all need to get right with God, if you're not. And I was with the angels for a good 5 minutes. And then I fell asleep because I was laying down. And I woke up in Jesus' arms in the clouds where I usually hang out, in a different part of the clouds in heaven, because I'm a cloudaholic. I adore clouds. And I said, what happened? He's like, you just went out like a light. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm learning not to do that so often. But yes, thank you, fam.